The Access mission is to ensure that no financial barriers get in the way of college-ready students getting to and through their higher education. Well, the First One campaign is an opportunity to recognize first-generation college graduates who have gone above and beyond, giving back to their communities and really returning to the community the investment that was made in them, getting them to and through college.
Applying for college is a very difficult process for someone who's in high school, senior. You have so many other things you're trying to take care of, final exams, whatever. And people really do need someone who's been down this path before.
Growing up, no, I did not think I would go to college. Absolutely not. In my family, it was all about making ends meet.
You know, if I look back and say, what are the great, were there any impediments to my getting to college? There were probably two. One was just fundamentally finances. You know, how was I going to fund this? And the second was that for every positive voice in your life, there were probably 2 or 3 negative voices in your life.
I'll just never forget my father saying, well, why do you have to go to college? You're just going to get married and have children, which probably motivated me even more.
I was definitely going to go to college. My mother preaches the importance of education. My mother, of course, when she graduated from high school, went to work for the phone company and never had the opportunity to go to college.
The community I grew up in, it just wasn't talked about or thought of. There was this sense, I knew college existed, but it was more for somebody else, not for us.
My mother was like, well, do you want to be like me? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, do you want to be like poor with a lot of kids like me? And I was like, no, like what kind of question is that? Of course not. And she was like, then go to school. And I was like, that's it? That's all? Okay, sure.
I ended up dropping out of high school, actually. And I started working full time, and that's when I really realized that education is key in life and being successful.
Getting accepted is one thing, and then learning how you're going to now pay for it is another.
I had a summer job every year and helped paid for incidentals and books and other things.
And I had to work 2 jobs going to college. I worked as a doorman at a nightclub on Lansdowne Street, and I worked in a print shop.
I was going to Somerville Public Schools, and I applied to for all sorts of scholarships. And in fact, by class day, I had been awarded 23 different scholarships.
I think the other thing is always your fear of failure. So, you know, you've done well in high school, but now how will you do, because this next group of people are sort of the best of the best.
And for me, it was always difficult because I questioned, do I belong here? You know, most of the times I was the only student of color. I was older. I had children. I mean, I had a long list.
You know, when I felt like giving up, I'm like, okay, come on. You can't give up, because then, you know, you've made it this far, first of all. You've worked so hard to make it this far, and your siblings are watching you.
I've been to both sides. You know, I've failed and I've succeeded, and I think that one of the key things is believing in myself and starting to say, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can succeed. Maybe I can do whatever I set my mind to do.
The work that Access does each and every day to help make college aspirations affordable really is about helping young people realize their dreams.
More excited than me, though, was my dad when I got accepted. My dad, as I was a carpenter, and I only discovered this years later. He died when I was a senior in college. And my mother and I, we were organizing his things, found in his overalls 3 acceptance letters, Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. He had put them into his overalls, and every day over lunch, as some of the folks who he had worked with told us later, he used to take them out and read them.
When they came to my graduation at Simmons College, my dad just kept looking around, my mom, and I think it just finally clicked for them what I was doing, why I was so busy, why I came to visit them less often. And my dad just started crying. And this is a man that doesn't cry. I get emotional just thinking about it. He really cried, like it wasn't a few tears. And wow, that was a moment I'll never forget.
It should be a sin that someone can't go to a school because they can't afford it. And I appreciate people like Access and others that gives us the opportunity to be able to afford to go to school.